Okay, so very choppy conditions here, not really too much happening for us, and it might be that there's a fair bit of news out of 10, so that could be it, but either way we should see this market breakout at some point. Crude doesn't normally stay this tight for too often. Right now we're starting to push up, so we're just about getting that break. Here we go, so that level I've got there, so this should see us get just tipped in rangy here. So we've got 10 minutes left and it looks like we're going to break down. There's the sell, so the sell is on. Here we go, so we're breaking down. Let's open this up a little bit. We don't need to see the full chart now. So our stop, you can see it's taken the sell there, and our stop is at 59, and we're going to run that up there at 65, our stop. So if you're running at 2 points, you've got it just sitting up there at 61. So let's see how this goes. We need to break this level here at 40, and we're through, it looks like. Not quite. So break this swing low. Okay, we're through there, and away we go. That's what we wanted to see, a bit of a breakout, and there it goes. So the stop now, you could work your stop at break even now. If you're using the automation, then you just have to stick with your strategy. But if you're manually trading it, your stop could go to break even because we've got the volume against us. So the buyers are coming in a little bit here, but that's not to say that won't go lower, but just a way to just work your stop a little bit tighter. So on the automation, the stop is running at 53. See if we can break the low again. They're at 28. There it is. So just need to get that last little push through. There's our volume spike. Volume divergence is coming in. Now if you are trading at 20-point target, you've just about hit your target, so not quite, because the entry was at 48. Sorry, you have at 20. So if your target's 20 points or target's 30 points, you've hit a 20-point target, and that's definitely hit and locked in. So 30 will be 18. There it is there. And that gives you a nice 2 to 1. So nice little push down. So for those taking profit, 20 or 30, they're your levels for 1.5 and 2 to 1. And stop now is at 44. Just waiting for that level to get hit at 18. Now we don't have any other, no, that's all good. So stops at 44, 42, so 20's hit, 30's been hit. It's touched twice. It probably, has anybody got a target at 18? Let's have a look here. Anybody on a target at 18? It's hit twice. Not too sure if it would have filled on that. So that trails at 28. Sorry, 42 I should say. 42 is the trailing stop. And looks like that 18 level is going to get knocked out. Alright, so let's see who does the best here. Our stock standard stop is 16. So we've at least gone, almost gone to a full 2 to 1 here. I'll travel the distance just about through. Alright traders, so that's been hit twice at 18. Now the stop up here at 42, we'll see if that gets knocked. Otherwise there's also the potential for a little bit of a deep pullback there as well. Hasn't set up yet. Alright traders, that stop there at 23. Stops at 23. So the trade went in there at 48. Now the low on that trade is, you would be forgiven for locking in profit at the 100 level, because that would, if you've hung on there, it's bounced now. But if you've hung on there, there was definitely a take profit point at 100. Or at least 102, 104. So if it comes back and has a second test of that, that's an option for you as well. Just a lot of buying support there at 100. So see if this now fades. Okay traders, that's outside of our time. Can't take that buy setup because it's past our time. So we are done there. Although let's have a look. This is quite a good setup. Have a look at the anatomy of this setup. You've got the support, you've got a lower, higher low there, and you've got volume divergence. So this would be one that would be one I would be thinking, as far as a counter trend trade, would be one that I would like to take. It doesn't match my trade plan, so I'm not going to take it. But if I was looking to take a counter trend play, I would be reasonably happy with that type of a setup. So not the perfect double bottom, but it's got a good start, and you can see there that the trade is fairly, now the trade's got fairly minimal risk on it anyway. So as it starts to move, it'll reduce that. So that's it for us. Nice short there. The trade goes out depending on where you took profit or where your trade was played. Basically a minimum of about 25 points. You know, there was 40 odd points on the table there. You might have taken profit at 20, 30, or locking it in there at the key level. So just a good breakout. That's it for us. So that's a nice trade setup. We're starting to get a good, I guess really we're starting to put together a good combination of the cycle and trend together. These two work beautifully in tandem, and you can see that as the strategy starts to evolve, and we add the max wins, max losses, and we put the potentially put the volume in there as well, we'll start to see some very, very nice opportunities. So what is interesting, that didn't it fell away here, so lost its volume, and now it's out, but not our trade anyway. So we very much have to stick with the plan. 8.50 to 9.10 is our window. Anything outside of that is incredibly not profitable. So that window is just 8.50 to 9.10 and just looks very good. So thanks traders, thank you for your time. Just before we go, I'm going to just run you through the results I've got here on coffee. So for those of you who are looking for the settings on coffee, here we go. Let's go through the chart setup. We've got actually before we do that, we'll just recap our trade and then we'll go through the chart setup. So this is what we had. Pretty choppy price action. We started our trade setup at 8.50, so any trade here was a takeable trade. There was the first trade set up as sell. Automation picked it up at 148. So really for us, there were three options for the entry, well not three options for the entry, but three options for the stop. Previous swing high, the trailing stop, or using the previous level of resistance. And we've generally work a fixed stop of 16. So in the trade at 48, we're looking for at least 1.5, 2 to 1 as a minimum. If you're trailing, you would have done fairly well as well. And anytime you see key level and divergence against the trade, that's definitely a red flag to potentially lock some profit in. But either way, you would have taken money on this trade. It pushed down, it hit its 1.5 target easily. Its 2 target went out nicely, and it still bounced at the key level. So as a minimum, you should have taken between 20 points plus. Then we had the buy setup, which was outside of our time, so we don't have to worry about that. And we jump over. Any questions on the trades? Any question or the trade? That was it. So just a nice easy setup.